So you warm me up with this.
And hopefully people will start coming in.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, you have to get that mic and just pull it over to you. And can't be scared of it. You got to get it right up there at you. It'll be all right. So here we are, folks. We finally got our first live up and running, I think. How's it looking and sound out there in the real world? We got Steve Timbs here. He has been a full-time resident of Greers Ferry, Higdon, for 6 years now, doing heat and air. And he also donates some of his time to the Lake Fest committee. So all the hard work that goes into that, he's a part of it. So we appreciate him for that as well. We're going to let him go into a little bit of his background if he wants to.
Basically, right out of high school, I went to school for heat and air. I've been doing it all but 2 years ever since, which has been a while ago. Moved to Greers Ferry, or Higdon, about 6 years ago. Love being here. Love the area. Love the community, the lake, everything about it, the people. Just any way I can service you, help you out. Be glad to help if possible. So all said, I got about 42 or 43 years experience, I think.
Needless to say, he's been doing it a while. If you have a question, he probably has an answer. I'm going to kick it off with a question. We have a lot of weekenders here, of course, and as we're going into the fall and the cooler temperatures, do you have a recommended setting for the heat going into the cooler months?
You're asking for weekend houses where they're not here during the winter?
Correct.
I recommend about 50 degrees.
About 50 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Wi-Fi thermostats have become kind of popular. I mean, that's I know it's something Jesse and I have been talking about doing here. And now that with internet and all that good stuff, I'm thinking
Very, very good. Because even during the summer, they can check it. Set it on Thursday night. If it didn't cool off by Friday morning, call someone. Get them there to fix it so it's cooled off time they get here Friday night. Then in the winter, especially, if they got it set on 50 and it's a big freeze coming in, they see it's 40 degrees in the house, they can get somebody there without having to make a trip. So they are awesome. Awesome.
sounds like a good idea.
Yes, sir.
So
Jesse's here too, so if y'all can't hear, sadly we only have a couple of mics, so but she's kind of loud.
In the wintertime when you set it on 50, do you recommend leaving like the cabinet doors open, not necessarily water dripping, but the doors open, kind of?
Yes, I would recommend that. I'm not a plumber. I mean, your plumber would be the better answer for that. But I would recommend leaving the doors open under sinks, such as that, still, even with it on 50.
Leave it on 50. And then also you have lots of new homeowners, whether they're new today or last week or in the near future. What are some things that would be handy to help maintain their system?
Excuse me. Main thing the homeowner can do is keep the filters replaced. That is very important. If you have gas heat, since it's butane in this area, I would suggest having it checked and serviced in the fall to make sure everything, gas lines are good, your heat chamber is not corroded over. Make sure everything's good before we get into the hard winter.
And do you have a specific filter? I mean, are some filters better than others, or
Customer's choice.
Our goal with doing this is just because we are a resort area, and there's a vast majority of second homes. And like we conversated the other day, you do a lot of work for people that have never even met you.
Exactly.
And vice versa. And that's our goal with what we're doing here, is putting our local businesses' faces out there for the people that don't live here full time.
And I appreciate y'all doing that. Yes, I have done a lot of work for a lot of people I've never met.
And that's kind of the beauty of the area we live in. I mean, that happens a lot, and we appreciate every single one of them.
Sandy said how often we need to change, how often do we need to change filters?
Every house varies. I would say check them every 30 days, but no more than go over 60, minimum of 60 days.
I need to do better, is what you're telling me.
Could be.
Yeah.
I probably do too, but in my own home. But yes, they're cheap enough. Even if they don't look dirty, put a new one in.
Especially considering the cost of a unit if you have to go that far.
Exactly. Or freeze up or something along that line.
Yeah.
So Don actually has 2 questions. He said, what is the pros to a heat pump, I'm guessing he meant versus mini split?
No, heat pump mini split.
Oh, sorry. Heat pump mini split, and he wants you to talk about mini splits.
Personally, I really like mini splits. It's all I have in my own home. They are some structures, it's you can't put them in for window reasons or whatever. But I really like them. Shops, I do a lot of shops with mini splits, add-on rooms. If you have a room you're working out in, so you got treadmills, some weight machines, something like that, they're awesome. If you enclose a garage, they're great. I really like mini splits. I put a bunch of them in, a bunch of them.
Very nice.
And there again, the application would be something that I would have to look at to determine whether it would be justifiable or not.
Yeah.
And give my opinion on that.
Tammy Tefteller said, "Hey Steve, we were both from Brinkley. He did a great job when he lived there as well."
Hey Tammy.
And thanks.
She's an agent in Hebrew.
And thanks Sandy and Don, the killer. We'll see you soon.
You're up next.
Oh, Don.
So, is there anything exciting going on that maybe some of us not in the know of? Say, for instance, Lake Fest, it maybe would be good.
No, I believe that the entertainment's already been announced, and we have meetings almost year round. Then as we get closer, instead of once a month, it's twice a month, and then every week, and then about every day. It's a lot of preparation, a lot more than I thought.
And as somebody that lives in the community and really loves our community, I think everybody that puts in time and effort to help with anything that our community does. So I appreciate you for that. Hopefully next year, Lake Fest, because I think it's Bellamy Brothers. Is that right?
I think so.
I think that's what I've been hearing.
That's the rumor on the street.
So we're pretty excited. That ought to be pretty big. Everybody knows who that is.
The Lake Fest is doing the committee is doing the junking at the lake now. It will be at the city park. I think October 2nd, I believe. I may not be correct on my dates, but I haven't had time to be involved in a whole lot of that yet. But I'm sure as time gets closer, I will.
Well, and that's totally understand that. It's trying to get this up and running. We hadn't been as
October
attentive to
9th.
things.
Ninth.
October 9th through the 12th.
October 9th through the 12th is junking at the lake.
Yeah,
And it is so much fun.
and it will be at the city park.
Okay, Sandy said, what type of HVAC services do you do?
All types, any type, anything pertaining to HVA system, replacement, service, repairs, basically everything out there.
And she also asked, is a bigger HVAC system always better?
No,
That's a great
That's
question.
actually a good question.
no, it's not. No, not a central unit. It needs to be either correctly sized. It needs to be correctly sized. Oversizing is not good because of humidity which will start producing mold, mildew, so on and so forth.
And
So,
it's done based on tons and square footage,
yeah,
something in that
yeah,
ballpark.
Yeah, in that, without getting real detailed about it, because an air conditioner's main goal is removing humidity. So when you oversize, it doesn't remove the humidity as well. So therefore, you have to turn your unit down cooler to make it feel better in the home, to make it run long enough to get the humidity out.
That actually makes sense.
So with that being said, would you recommend, if you were servicing an older home that had a large unit, would you recommend a dehumidifier?
It's possible, very possible, that one would be needed. The windows, there's a lot of calculation that goes into that. There again, it's that individual home to make that, to say that.
And I would say the reason she asked that question is because, especially here, with a lot of the walkout basements and things of that nature, I mean, dehumidifiers are
Yes.
big
Recommend them
time.
a lot.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of are putting with this new spray foam insulation where they're encapsulating the attic. Sometimes the dehumidifier might be good in that option. And with that being said, there again, everyone, to me, in my opinion, I guess I'm real old school because I've been doing it so long. This new technology is, I'm having to keep up with it. I don't do a whole lot of new construction. I really, really try to stay away from it. So I'm not that up to date on new construction.
gotcha.
Okay, so Dawn asks, do you do attic ventilation?
No.
Okay, and then I know. Then got a question. Danielle Wiley asked, would you recommend preventative maintenance check on a unit twice a year?
Yes, especially if you have gas heat. To me, the heating with the butane and all, because it can get bad.
And it seems like it produces a lot of moisture too.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
The gas?
Yeah, gas.
Yeah. And two, with that being said, with the gas furnace in this area, since we only have butane, do not let that butane tank get low. If you let it get low, it could destroy your furnace.
Right
It
on.
could soot. I'm country boy. Soot it up, and that's not good. That could cause rollout of the flame. It could cause the unit to go bad. So just I recommend keeping it above at least 10%.
Above 10%.
So,
That's handy information.
yeah. So Miss Patty asked, can you replace a regular unit with a mini split? That's kind of a tricky question.
Yes, that is. There again, more or less depending on the floor plan. But yes, it could be done.
Okay.
Floor plan and such as that.
Now we're fixing to get real deep.
Uh-oh.
So Danielle Wiley, as we know as D, she asked, how do you feel about package units?
No problem with them.
Really?
A ducted package system?
She didn't go that far.
Yeah, she didn't
just
go
said
that
package units. Because
There-
I think that's what they have.
Yes, there is nothing wrong with package unit. I don't see a whole lot of them here. Where I moved from, there was a bunch of them because the land is so flat there, and they're not very high off the ground. And a lot of times you don't have a place for a split unit. But if your house, if that's what you need to do, there's nothing wrong with them. You lose a little bit of efficiency, but not enough to be concerned about, in my opinion.
Right on.
She said, yes, we have 2.
No problem.
And then we had Brandon Wilson, which, thanks for being here, Brandon. We're going to get you in here in a couple of weeks. Well, I say a couple of weeks. It's probably going to be about a month and a half. We'll get you in here. He asked, do you repair window units?
No, I don't.
Do you happen?
Service them?
Do what?
Do you service them?
If they're small enough I can handle them by myself, I would. Some of them are big enough that needs 2 people, and I'm just a one-man operation. So, because to do them correctly, they need to be pulled out of the window, taken outside, cleaned out.
Do you? And I mean, honestly, there's a lot of people with window units. I mean, do you have anybody you know that?
Usually those fall under appliance repair. So I really don't.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I don't know. I've had a few people ask, around here about appliance repair, washer dryer. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't been here long enough to be introduced to anybody to recommend.
I got you. And to be honest, I mean, the question may actually come in about, are you ready for this? RVACs.
No.
So that, I knew the answer to whether you done them or not, but I know we get asked a lot about, which there's a ton of them around here, so.
No, I don't. They're it's kind of like a window unit. You have to have kind of some different tools. I don't even have an outlet to get parts for them, so on and so forth. So I stay away from them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fixing to be a blonde for a moment
Sweet.
and go back to Dee's question about the package unit.
Mm-hmm.
What is a package unit?
Just like here, you have the units up in the attic and you have the units outside. Those units that are up in the attic are combined into one unit sitting outside. And then you have your ductwork going from there, distributed into the house, and return coming back out to it. So it's just a big box sitting outside.
And Killer, I did not forget your question.
It's a good one.
What does Mr. Jeep? He said you're Mr. Jeep too, actually is what he said. What does an AC man do for fun around the lake?
Well, there's all kinds of fun around here. I love it. Go out on the water, hang out with friends. There's all the time somebody's inviting us over for fish fry or some kind of cook or something. Got a good friend over in that room over there. We hang out a lot and do quite a bit.
Yeah, we do have a live audience.
Yeah, we do have a
One
live
member
audience.
I'm not a fisherman, so I don't do any fishing. I just go out and hang out on the water. Love to go out, before dark. Stay out, watch the sunset go down. Moon comes up, watch the moon come up. That's when I can. Sometimes in the summer it's hard to do when you're in the heat and air business.
And every now and again, like the other night, you get to, on your ride back to your slip, you get to watch a pretty lightning show.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was when they dropped us off, it was lightning, and it.
As long as it's far away.
Yeah, as far
Exactly.
yeah, if it's right here at our head, we're kind of shucking and jiving, trying to find somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it back just a little bit to kind of your introduction, your little story or whatever. But what made you decide Greer's Ferry was going to be home?
I've been coming up here for years as a weekender and wanted to get, I knew after that first few times I came up, this is where eventually I want to be. And owning a business, it takes a little while to get the courage and to get ready to make that move. So when I decided I was going to come, I put my house up on sale for sale where I was at, and it sold within 2 months, I believe. And here I am.
And I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about just how it is here, and the Killer asking about what do we do for fun and that kind of thing. that's another thing I love about where we live is even though we're technically in competition with other businesses that do the same thing that we do, there is a very good chance you're going to see us at the same cookouts. You're going to see us at the same, you know, and
We all
it's
wind up in the same circle.
it's yes, it's competitive, and we're all trying to make a living, but we're all more than happy to help each other get it done.
Yes, yes, sir.
And I love that about this place.
Yes, that has really surprised me here. It's awesome.
And we're doing they're having a fishing tournament for a guy that's been here pretty much his whole life this Saturday. And it's just, it amazes me that when there's people in need, how this community, I mean, it's just an awesome place.
Yes.
It's just an awesome place.
Can't beat it. Cannot beat this area.
Okay, now we got another question.
Okay.
And this semi-adult supervision that we have here watching live, his birthday says he's old enough to supervise, but
So his question is, units in the attic, do you recommend something that will monitor your water drain to keep it from overflowing?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes. They make a safety switch that goes on the condensate drain. If the drain stops up, it will shut the unit off. So hopefully you don't come into a flooded ceiling, attic, even in the hallway, if it's in the hallway in a closet, even if it's under the house, because you don't want all that moisture under your house.
I think that saved us here just not too long ago, didn't it?
Yes,
I
it
was
did.
just fixing to ask, do we have that?
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Yes, they're here.
Sure did.
Yes.
A fan just drove by.
We heard whoever you was honking. Thank you.
Yes, I strongly recommend those. In fact, I went on a call today. Got to go back whenever I got to order some more. I'm out and installed one. Their unit did not have one on it. Second story up in the attic. So yes.
Not cool.
So,
And that
I'll follow
sorry, but that's kind of how the plumber and the AC man kind of go together.
well, don't do this because they're legit people.
Well, I mean, I know they're legit people, but that when you get home and water's running out of your ceiling, your first thought is water's running. I'm calling the
Call the
plumber.
plumber.
Yeah, and it may not be that.
Exactly. So this way, especially when it's hot and you come in, it's real hot. First person you're gonna call, and get there, and whether you look or not, or whether you walk down the hall and step in water, but it's hot in the house too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jason said, that's me. That's me.
Yes.
Plumber.
Yeah.
Glad to
He's
see
one
you,
to call.
Blangie.
He's
Yeah.
one to call.
I had a question and I don't remember. Dang it.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Okay. So, we're building a new house. No, we're not really. But, would you recommend us putting, kind of like we have it now, where the inside unit is in the attic, versus being down on the main floor in like a closet or something like that? How do you feel about
Yes,
attics?
it and I hate to keep going back to this, but it depends on the application. The attic, you'll also, if it's in the attic, you'll lose a little bit of efficiency because of the heat in the attic.
Yeah.
Unless it's what they call encapsulation of the attic. Preferably it would be under the house if you have a large enough crawl space. You don't lose it near as much under the house, efficiency wise, as you would in the attic. There again, application. If you're on a slab, obviously, you can't put it under a house.
Right.
So you go in a closet, and most people don't want them in a closet because it takes up
Space.
Floor space.
Yeah.
And I love what the killer's trying to do here. You notice how the killer's always asking these questions about.
Well, because he knows this is coming to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wants some
But
funny stories.
Let me
Oh,
get
we're
to-
gonna be prepared for him.
Oh yeah. So Dawn, be ready. But Jimmy Huff said, "Do you recommend wireless thermostats?" He just tuned in, so he missed the front part of the conversation.
Yes, I do, Jimmy.
ghost.
That almost old enough supervision we have says he's got a ghost in the attic. Will you service my unit?
Oh, me. Bless it.
Yeah. Okay, now you can now ask Dawn's question.
Yeah, the killer wants to know. Let me find it again. Where'd it go? What has been the most memorable job you have done? And remember, there may be kids watching.
Memorable. Gosh, in all the years, I don't know. I can't answer that. Memorable job. Oh, I did do one. Is on the water. Had to get the equipment out by boat. I actually put it on a pontoon to get it out to where it was going. I guess that that was strange for me. So
That's a terrible day at the office, isn't it?
yeah,
When you have to include a pontoon.
Then it went up on the roof on top of that.
So, Sandy is now piping in on Mike's ghost question.
No comment, Sandy. No comment.
But Huff said, Huff asked what brands on the wireless.
I don't recommend a brand. I mean, it's there again. It goes back to customer's choice on those, because I don't stock them. I can get them, but I don't keep them in stock. So therefore, I can't recommend a brand. You call me and we can talk. We can discuss it and go over some stuff that I've found out about them with the different brands. Can't say anything good, bad, or ugly, but just what I've experienced with them.
Right.
And then they can make their own decision from that.
Gotcha.
Just got to ask, do you service the Wynn, Arkansas area?
No. Well, there is one person there that I do take care of, try to take care
I
of.
was fixing to say, you better back up on that question.
Yeah.
Back up on that question.
But she wanted to let Mike know you never run your air. How would you know you have a ghost?
I mean, she ain't wrong.
And then his better half says he's talking about it. Also wondering if their house needs a new air conditioner, by the way.
Our spectator in there?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Sorry.
He didn't want to give all of his secrets away.
So, is there a type of unit that you won't service? Like whether it...
Other than your window units,
And
RVs, but offhand, I can't think of any that I won't tackle. I mean, I've got people I can call if it's something new to me or that I need, if I need to call them. But I'm not scared to check on any of them.
So now I'm going to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
Has there been one yet that has stumped you?
Oh, yeah. Get stumped all the time. Sure do. But you work through it. You just keep making calls, whatever you got to do to get it taken care of.
I think pretty much anything in life you do is going to stump you at some point. And if you're not getting stumped and you're not learning something new every day, I'm going to suggest you get up and go to work.
Yeah.
See if that helps.
And all the new technology, everything's getting real, even on the air conditioners, it's getting real technical. So yes, electrical surges, stuff like that. Sometimes it's like, how did it do this? Why did it do this? But I just keep fumbling through it till I figure it out.
Are they changing that much?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, you know, what's not changing?
That's a fact. And in most cases, does it seem like the changes that are being made, does it seem like they are for the better, or is it just that a question you'd rather not answer?
Well, I mean,
It may be a tricky question.
Yeah.
time will tell. Basically, that's the way I look at it. But they are getting equipment that is quieter, more efficient, such as that. But I would say overall, it's got to be for the better. Just having to keep up with the technology to be able to maintain that and service that equipment.
Well, I can see that too, because I'm sure it's just like computers or anything else. I mean, it's whatever you buy today is outdated tomorrow, or kind of thing. I mean, it's just time is moving way too fast for everything.
On your just your standard regular unit, how long does one last, give or take, if it's maintained and maintenance correctly?
The last anything I saw as far as nationwide, it was like, I believe it was 14 years.
14 years.
But I mean, I have replaced units that was 35 years old. So there's no, in my opinion, there's no, till you start having trouble with it.
I mean, is it kind of like vehicles in a way? I mean, if you keep the oil change, keep them serviced, keep them.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes a long ways.
Yeah. Yeah. And two, you comparing it to a vehicle. I think you and I was just talking about this the other day. You know, you may go buy a brand new vehicle and start having trouble with it right off the bat. Air conditioners basically are no different. You may get one, and most of them they're going to last and not have any trouble till you get into that 12, 14-year period.
Gotcha.
Unless ants get in them, they can cause one contactor to go bad, cause them to quit running.
I've had one.
So I would, recommend if you have ants around your property, have your exterminator take care of that.
The killer.
So is it ants pretty much the ones you see causing those kind of issues, or
Yes,
other?
yes. Any other insects I hardly ever see. Rarely you'll see a snake getting one, but it's usually ants get in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then the killer, I also asked about a new coolant coming out. And I think you and I've kind of talked about that. I think you had a class on it, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
About a month or so.
About a month ago, yeah.
Yes, there is. In fact, there's 2 new refrigerants coming out. R32 and, golly, I can't think of the other one. But there are 2 different refrigerants.
And I guess the question that would follow up with that one maybe would be, will it work in your existing unit? Or
No.
Okay, so
It's specific.
so at some point we're going to, kind of like with automotive and R134, at some point you're going to have to do something.
Well, I mean, they're still, R22 has been taken off the market. But there is a what we call a drop-in for it. There are still some old units out there that were the R22 units. Most of them are R410.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
I think we pretty much covered everything we talked about. And I've enjoyed it.
We have too. We appreciate you coming in, everybody.
Hope I didn't make y'all's first live appearance a flop.
When I told everybody I was going to get Steve in here, everybody was like, they just kind of looked at me funny, and they're like, "You're never going to get Steve to come in there and sit down."
I can't believe I'm in here
And
either.
here he is, and we're glad to have him.
I think I got tricked into it somehow. I don't know how I done that, but
D said he hesitated, LOL.
He hesitated a lot. Thanks, Jason. We appreciate it. We'll see you in next week, I think.
Next
cool.
week.
Yeah.
We'll be tuned in.
So he's a good dude.
I think everybody involved in putting this on is. I just want to thank everybody because I believe it's going to be an awesome deal. awesome, especially for small business owners, small businesses. It's going to be a cool deal.
Well, thank you. We
Well,
appreciate that.
We do appreciate it, and we're looking forward to getting more out there because you know, like we were talking about a while ago. I mean, we all try to help each other, and this is just in my mind a small way that we can help the people that help us because, you know, in the real estate business, we're pretty needy people. And we will ring your phone when we shouldn't ring your phone and ask you to drop everything in your life to make ours better. And we appreciate all you guys that we're going to have on here. So thank y'all, and I hope y'all have a blessed night. And thanks for joining.
Thank y'all.
See y'all.